This deaf kitten stood in front of a fire, and when they saw why, everyone froze. In a world often filled with chaos and uncertainty, a moment of pure vulnerability can bring everything to a standstill. Picture this: a tiny deaf kitten, no more than a few weeks old, standing resolutely before a flickering fire. The flames dance in a mesmerizing display, casting an orange glow across the room. But it's not the warmth or the light that captures the attention of those who witness this scene. It's the sheer determination and innocence embodied in this little creature. As onlookers gather, their hearts pound in anxious anticipation, and a profound silence envelopes the space. What could possibly compel such a fragile being to stand so boldly in front of a fire? The story begins on a chilly autumn evening, when the air was crisp and the leaves crunched underfoot. In a cozy home nestled at the end of a quiet street, a family was preparing for their evening routine. Laughter echoed through the halls as the children completed their homework, while the parents set the table for dinner. The warmth from the fireplace filled the room, creating an inviting atmosphere. Outside, the world continued to spin, but inside, everything felt wonderfully serene, until it didn't. As the family gathered around the fire, they were blissfully unaware of the little creature that would soon become the center of their universe. This kitten, with its white fur and big, curious eyes, had been rescued just days before. Despite her deafness, she showed an uncanny ability to navigate her surroundings, relying on her other senses to explore the new world around her. The family had named her Snowball, and she quickly became a beloved member of their household. But on this particular evening, Snowball's instinct told her something was amiss. As she padded softly across the living room floor, she caught sight of the fireplace, where the flames flickered dangerously close to the logs that were piled high. There was something entrancing about the fire, the way it crackled, the way it seemed to breathe life into the room. Snowball, with her innate curiosity, felt drawn to it, despite the obvious danger it posed. As she approached the hearth, the family was captivated by her presence. They watched in awe as Snowball stood just inches away from the crackling flames, her tiny body silhouetted against the glowing backdrop. The children gasped, their eyes wide with fear and fascination. The parents exchanged worried glances, unsure of how to react. In that moment, time seemed to freeze. Why was this kitten standing there, seemingly unafraid? What was going through her mind? The fire, while beautiful, was also a perilous entity. Snowball was oblivious to the danger, relying on instinct and curiosity, traits that often define young creatures exploring their environment. But for the family watching, this was no ordinary kitten moment. It was a blend of fear, concern, and an inexplicable sense of wonder. Slowly, the father rose from his seat, his heart racing as he moved closer to the kitten. Did she sense something? Was there a reason she felt compelled to stand before the flames? As he leaned in, he noticed something that sent a chill down his spine. Just behind Snowball, a small, crumpled piece of paper flickered in the firelight. It was an old receipt, now smoldering and threatening to ignite. If it caught fire, it could quickly spread. In that crucial moment, a mix of emotions surged through the family. They were gripped by the urgency of the situation, but also by an unexpected pride in their kitten's bravery. Snowball, despite her disability, was a picture of determination. She stood her ground, seemingly unaware of the danger that loomed just inches away. It was as if she was saying, "I am here. I am strong." The father reached out, carefully lifting Snowball away from the fire, a sigh of relief escaping his lips as he cradled her in his arms. The children erupted into cheers, their fear dissipating as they recognized that their little explorer was safe. But the family's relief quickly turned to curiosity as they wondered why Snowball had been so drawn to the flames in the first place. As the evening wore on, the family gathered around the fireplace, Snowball nestled safely in the father's lap. They discussed her behavior, pondering the possible reasons behind her fearless approach. Was it her innate curiosity, or perhaps she sensed something that they could not? In that moment, they contemplated the bond that had formed between them and their new pet, a bond that transcended the ordinary and ventured into the extraordinary. The discussion meandered through stories of other pets they had known, each with their own quirks and charms. They shared laughter and anecdotes about the occasional mischief that pets often get into, but Snowball's incident stood out as a poignant reminder of the lessons that come from vulnerability and courage. The family realized that, despite her deafness, Snowball had a unique perspective on life, one that encouraged them to look beyond the surface and appreciate the world in all its complexities. As the fire crackled softly, casting flickering shadows on the walls, the family began to understand the deeper message behind Snowball's actions. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes it takes a little bravery to face them head-on. Their little kitten had not only captured their hearts, but had also inspired them to be more courageous in their own lives. And so, as the warmth of the fire enveloped them, the family felt a renewed sense of connection, not only to their kitten, but to each other. They realized that every moment, no matter how small, could hold significant meaning if one chose to see it. In that cozy living room, amidst the laughter and the warmth, they found themselves united by a shared experience that transcended words. As the night deepened, the family settled into a comfortable silence, each member reflecting on the evening's events. Snowball, now nestled comfortably between them, seemed to embody the spirit of resilience and hope. The glow of the fire flickered in harmony with their thoughts, illuminating the path forward into a world filled with uncertainty, yet brimming with possibilities. Little did they know, this was just the beginning of a journey that would teach them more about love, trust, and the extraordinary strength found in the most unexpected places. In the days that followed, Snowball's small act of perceived bravery continued to echo within the walls of that cozy home. The family found themselves more attuned to her presence, observing her with a newfound appreciation. Each day became an opportunity to discover not only the kitten's quirks, but also the lessons she imparted through her actions and interactions. Snowball, with her playful spirit and tenacious nature, brought a unique energy into their lives, drawing them closer together. As the morning sun filtered through the curtains, illuminating the living room in a soft glow, the children sprang from their beds, eager to start the day. They raced downstairs, their laughter filling the air, while the enticing aroma of breakfast wafted from the kitchen. Snowball, always quick to sense the excitement, followed closely behind, her little paws padding lightly on the wooden floor. The family had created a special routine centered around her, where she would be the first to greet the day. Breakfast became a cherished time for bonding. The children took turns attempting to feed Snowball tiny morsels of their cereal, often giggling as she playfully batted at the bits that fell to the floor. Each meal was accompanied by stories, tales of adventure, dreams, and the small victories they experienced as a family. Snowball sat attentively, her head cocked to one side, as if she understood every word spoken. The children, enamored with their kitten, began to develop a sense of responsibility, learning to care for her needs while nurturing their connection. As autumn progressed, the family decided to take Snowball on their weekend outings. They packed picnics and ventured to nearby parks, where the leaves cascaded like confetti around them. Snowball, always curious, explored the world beyond the confines of their home, sniffing at the grass and chasing after fallen leaves. Her deafness, once perceived as a limitation, became an intriguing aspect of her character. The family learned to communicate with her using gestures and expressions, creating a deeper bond that transcended sound. One particular afternoon, as they lounged on a blanket under the sprawling branches of an oak tree, the father shared a story from his childhood. He recounted his own experiences with a beloved pet, a dog that had taught him the value of loyalty and companionship. As he spoke, the children listened intently, their eyes reflecting a blend of admiration and curiosity. Snowball, nestled beside them, seemed to absorb the atmosphere, her presence amplifying the warmth of the moment. In a spontaneous burst of inspiration, the mother suggested they create a scrapbook dedicated to their adventures with Snowball. The idea thrilled the children, who immediately began gathering photographs and mementos from their outings. They drew pictures of their kitten, capturing her playful spirit, and wrote little notes about her antics. This collaborative project became a testament to the joy Snowball had brought into their lives, a tangible reminder of the love they shared as a family. As winter set in, the family faced new challenges. The cold weather forced them indoors more often, and the evenings became longer. Yet in the heart of their home, they found warmth, not just from the fireplace, but from the bond that had deepened among them. Snowball was a constant source of comfort, curling up next to them as they gathered to watch movies or read books. Her soft purring became a soothing soundtrack to their evenings, a reminder that even in the quiet moments, they were never alone. One evening, while the family was wrapped up in a movie, a sudden knock at the door broke their concentration. The father answered, revealing a neighbor standing outside, looking distressed. The neighbor explained that their own cat had gone missing and asked if anyone had seen her. Instantly, the family felt a pang of empathy. They understood the bond that formed between a pet and its owner, and they knew how unsettling it could be to lose that connection. Inspired by Snowball's unwavering spirit, the children sprang into action. Together, they brainstormed ways to help find the missing cat. They created colorful flyers, drawing pictures of the lost feline and writing heartfelt messages. The family ventured into the neighborhood, distributing the flyers and speaking to neighbors about the situation, with Snowball accompanying them. Her presence seemed to spark hope in the hearts of those they met. As they walked the streets, the children took turns calling out the missing cat's name, their voices echoing through the chilly air. They ventured into nearby parks and alleyways, searching for any sign of the lost animal. Snowball, oblivious to the urgency of the situation, played with fallen leaves and chased after shadows, her innocent joy serving as a reminder of the beauty that still existed amidst the worry. Days turned into a week, but the missing cat remained elusive. Just as the family began to lose hope, they received a phone call from a neighbor who had spotted the feline in their backyard. Elated, they quickly gathered together, racing to the neighbor's home. When they arrived, the sight of the lost cat nestled in a tree brought tears of joy to their eyes. The neighbor thanked them for their efforts, and the family felt a profound sense of fulfillment, knowing they had made a difference in someone else's life. Returning home, the family reflected on the experience. They realized that Snowball, in her own way, had been a catalyst for bringing the community together. Her bravery, though unintentional, had inspired them to act with compassion and solidarity. The event reinforced the lesson they had learned earlier, that vulnerability could lead to profound connections, not only within their family, but also with those around them. As winter deepened, the family embraced the season with a newfound appreciation for the warmth of their home and the love they shared. Snowball continued to be a beacon of joy, her antics providing endless entertainment. She would tumble and roll in the snow, her white fur blending seamlessly with the winter landscape, creating a picturesque scene of innocence and delight. With each passing day, the bond between Snowball and the family grew stronger. They celebrated the small victories and cherished the quiet moments, understanding that every experience was a thread in the fabric of their shared story. Snowball, the once timid and deaf kitten, had transformed their lives in remarkable ways. Her presence had become a reminder of courage, love, and the beauty of standing up for what truly matters. As the family settled in for another cozy evening, they gathered once more around the fireplace. Snowball nestled comfortably in the father's lap. The flames danced brightly, casting a warm glow that illuminated their faces. They shared stories, laughter, and dreams, grateful for the journey they had embarked upon together. Little did they know, their adventures with Snowball were far from over, and the lessons they had learned would continue to unfold in ways they could never have imagined. As the family settled in for another cozy evening, they gathered once more around the fireplace. Snowball nestled comfortably in the father's lap. The flames danced brightly, casting a warm glow that illuminated their faces. They shared stories, laughter, and dreams, grateful for the journey they had embarked upon together. Little did they know, their adventures with Snowball were far from over, and the lessons they had learned would continue to unfold in ways they could never have imagined. In the following weeks, the family began to notice Snowball's growing confidence. The once timid kitten had transformed into a spirited little explorer, her personality shining through in every playful leap and pounce. Each day brought new surprises as she continued to discover the world around her. The children reveled in her joy, finding endless entertainment in her antics. Whether she was chasing after her own tail or leaping into the air to catch a floating dust mote, Snowball's exuberance was infectious, filling the home with laughter and warmth. One afternoon, the children devised a plan to create an obstacle course in the living room, transforming their space into a vibrant playground for Snowball. They lined up cushions, books, and toys, constructing a maze for her to navigate. As they cheered her on, Snowball darted through the makeshift course, her determination and agility astounding them. The family erupted into cheers as she completed the course, her little tail held high in triumph. In that moment, they were reminded of the importance of play and joy, the simple act of coming together to celebrate the spirit of life. As winter settled in, the family embraced the beauty of the season. They decorated their home with twinkling lights, creating a cozy atmosphere that felt magical. Snowball, curious as ever, became fascinated by the decorations, particularly the shimmering ornaments that dangled from the tree. She would swat at them playfully, her little paws batting at the branches, eliciting laughter from everyone around. The holidays were a time of togetherness, and Snowball was at the heart of their celebrations, her presence illuminating the joy of the season. One evening, as the family gathered to exchange gifts, they noticed something remarkable. Snowball, seemingly aware of the excitement in the air, began to orchestrate her own little performance. She leaped gracefully from one chair to another, her movements precise and playful, as if she were the star of a grand show. The children giggled, clapping their hands in delight, captivated by their kitten's impromptu display. It was a moment that reinforced the bond they shared, a reminder that happiness often comes from the simplest of things. As the new year approached, the family took time to reflect on the past months. They created a tradition of writing down their hopes and dreams for the upcoming year, each member contributing their aspirations. Snowball, of course, was included in the ritual, her name written alongside the dreams of her human family. They envisioned adventures, new experiences, and continued growth, both for themselves and for their beloved kitten. The act of sharing their hopes became a cherished ritual, reinforcing their connection to one another and reminding them of the importance of nurturing their dreams. With the arrival of spring, the world outside began to burst into bloom. The family decided it was time to introduce Snowball to the great outdoors, a step they approached with both excitement and caution. They carefully constructed a small, secure area in their backyard, ensuring Snowball could explore without fear of danger. As they opened the door, her eyes widened in wonder at the sights and sounds of nature. The gentle rustle of leaves and the chorus of birds filled the air, and for a moment, she paused, absorbing the beauty before her. With an air of curiosity, Snowball stepped into her newfound realm. The grass beneath her paws felt different, a new sensation that ignited her playful spirit. She bounded across the yard, chasing after butterflies, her movements a blend of grace and uncontainable joy. The children watched in awe, their hearts swelling with pride as they witnessed her embrace of the world outside. It was a moment of liberation, a reminder that life was meant to be explored, even for a little deaf kitten. As the days turned into weeks, Snowball became a familiar sight in the backyard. She reveled in the sunshine, basking in its warmth while her family played nearby. The children would join her, creating games and adventures that fueled their imaginations. Together, they discovered the simple joys of nature, building forts from fallen branches, collecting colorful stones, and even planting flowers. Snowball was not just a pet. She was an integral part of their journey, a thread woven into the fabric of their everyday lives. One sunny afternoon, the family decided to host a small gathering with neighbors, inviting them to share in the joy of the season. As laughter filled the air and the aroma of delicious food wafted from the grill, Snowball became the star attraction. Guests cooed over her playful antics, and children delighted in chasing her around the yard. In that moment, the family felt the warmth of community, the shared connections that blossomed through their love for Snowball. It was a celebration of life, friendship, and the simple pleasure of being together. Amidst the festivities, a neighbor approached the family, sharing a story that would leave a lasting impact. She spoke of her own experiences with a rescue animal, recounting the journey of healing and love that had unfolded in her life. Her words resonated deeply, reminding the family of the importance of compassion and kindness. Inspired by her story, they decided to take action, pledging to support local animal shelters and rescue organizations. They recognized that Snowball was not just a source of joy for them. She represented the many animals in need of love and care. In the weeks that followed, the family began volunteering at the local shelter, dedicating their time to help animals awaiting adoption. They met countless furry friends, each with their own unique stories and personalities. The experience was transformative, deepening their understanding of the challenges faced by animals in need. Snowball, once a timid kitten, had ignited a passion for compassion within them, propelling them to make a difference in the world. They organized fundraising events and awareness campaigns, leveraging their love for Snowball to advocate for those who couldn't speak for themselves. As summer approached, the family found themselves immersed in a whirlwind of activities, each one inspired by the lessons they had learned from their journey with Snowball. They continued to nurture their bond, creating new traditions and cherishing the moments that mattered most. Snowball, now a vibrant part of their lives, had taught them the value of resilience, love, and the beauty of embracing each day with an open heart. On one particularly warm evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the family gathered around the fireplace once more. They shared stories of their adventures, reflecting on the journey that had brought them closer together. Snowball, now sprawled comfortably on the father's lap, seemed to embody the essence of their shared experiences. The crackling fire illuminated their faces, casting a warm glow that mirrored the love radiating within the room. As they settled into a comfortable silence, the family recognized the profound impact Snowball had had on their lives. She was more than just a pet. She was a source of inspiration, a reminder of the power of love and connection. In her presence, they had discovered the beauty of vulnerability and the strength that comes from facing challenges together. And so, as the night deepened, the family embraced the warmth of their home, grateful for the lessons learned, the memories created, and the bond that had flourished. Snowball had not only filled their lives with joy, but had also opened their hearts to a world of compassion and kindness. With each passing day, they understood that their journey was far from over. It was just the beginning of a beautiful adventure that would continue to unfold in the most unexpected ways. As they prepared for bed, the father paused for a moment, looking at Snowball with profound gratitude. He whispered softly, "Thank you for bringing us together, little one. You've shown us that love knows no boundaries, and that even in our vulnerability, we can find strength." Snowball looked up at him, her big eyes shining with an innocence that spoke volumes. In the heart of that cozy home, amidst the flickering flames, they were reminded once again of the extraordinary power of connection, the kind that transcends words and speaks directly to the soul.